Womp womp.
Recording in progress.
That's how we know recording started.
Yeah. Good call.
Thanks. I know
Let me
English.
just turn.
I know what words mean.
Kinda.
Kind of. Most of them. Most of them anyway.
Most.
You can't see this because obviously my computer's on them, but got quite the setup. I got I'm using a pizza box, and on top of that is the case for this thing, and then my laptop's on top of that. So
What my setup is a PS4 and then a fake book that's hollow on the inside where I keep all my important documents, and then my laptop.
Ever since I saw that Welcome to Wrexham where Ryan Reynolds, who's a multi-hundred millionaire, and he's got his laptop on like 3 cardboard boxes while he has meetings.
You're like, oh, that's fine.
Yeah, we're good. I don't need to buy a thing for that.
We don't. You know what? I was actually just getting my streaming setup.
Your streaming set. That's right. You're gonna start doing the Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
How's that going?
Well, great. I just got my capture card, which I got on Amazon for like $20.
And what's a capture card?
Plug.
Okay, thank you.
It's what you plug your console into your, like, it connects your console, your monitor, your computer.
Okay.
All to one place. It puts it all on your computer.
And what games are you going to play on Twitch?
I'm going to play GTA 5 online.
Okay.
I'm going to play some Fallout. I'm going to do I started streaming this game called The Quarry, which is spooky.
It's not you just mining rocks.
Although I would kind of like that. I like stuff where I've got so much to do.
I mean, I'm from the girl that loved Gas Station Simulator for a few months. The Quarry would totally be down your lane. Yeah. Oh, I bet your gas station's been torched by now. It's been. It's just like one of those things you drive by on the highway and it's just the overhang of the pumps. Like everything else is desolated.
I'm like, no, it's still open.
Yeah, you just come to the car to pay for it.
Yeah. The Quarry. It's a horror game, but it's more of like a horror movie that it's interactive.
Oh,
but it's got some like famous actors in it. It's pretty good.
Do you have any recollection of the Sega CD console? Remember that, where it was all like the movie cut tos and like it was basically like a choose your own adventure with every once in a while there was like a cut to or you'd be it was funny because it was like movie scenes, but then like the graphics that you actually shot were still like 32-bit, so it was still very obvious. You're like, oh, what do I need to shoot at? Oh, that thing that looks completely out of place.
Yeah. This was obviously like motion capture.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's actors that you would recognize. Like David Arquette's in it, and he is very much David Arquette.
Okay.
And this other kid whose name I think is, I want to call him Pete Gibbons, but it's actually not even close to that.
No, it's like Gary Epiphone or something.
What's this kid's fucking name? Sydney
Gibraltar something.
Yeah. Cast of The Quarry game. It just came out last year. Skylar Gizondo is his name, and I keep thinking it's Pete Gibbons, and I am way off. Way off. Weed, man.
It's crazy. Dude,
Look at our setups. There's like, it's bed, winder. Although you probably have it side by side.
No, we're above each other right now. I'm top bottom, but yeah, definitely see that. Welcome. This is what a Clayton Plaza Hotel looks like in somewhere in St. Louis, Missouri. I don't even know what part of town I'm in, to be real honest with you.
Don't give your Don't give your location away after last night.
Oh, by the time this comes out, I'll be gone.
Oh yeah, you'll be gone. That's fine.
I'll be long gone.
That's fine.
She can come over here and and an old friend of Andy's showed up at my show last night, and she was rather inebriated and announced that she was there mid-show. And and it was
amongst other things.
Yeah, amongst other things, but was, to be fair, she was very pleasant, despite being incredibly intoxicated. But yeah,
that's nice. That's how she gets you.
That's. Oh no, I saw her coming. She was like, "We're gonna go have beers," and I was like, and it was absolutely true. I was fucking exhausted. Because
that you can lie to her all you want. I don't care.
Yeah,
you're not hurting anybody.
Anyway, I'd had, so, normally with comedy clubs, you put in your, especially the ones in LA, you put your avails in, like you call in on Monday or email the week before, depending on the club. And I don't really like to do spots around town in between gigs on the road. I just like to have a couple nights off and kind of refresh. Right. But my friend Jenny had offered me a spot on her show, and I just wanted to help her out. So I said, sure. Excuse me. So that was late. Thank you. So that was late on Tuesday. It's back. The sound pad's back. Oh, because for those of you who don't know, our Zoom has a sound pad. We used it for when we first got it. I used it all the time, but since we've been doing the video things, Andy's had the Zoom and has been. Right? Funky. Yeah. So Andy's on the sound pad, and it's back. So welcome back,
DJ Amper Sandy. Thank you.
What was that?
Very short applause. Yeah. I hit the applause button and the Zoom was like, that's enough. That's enough about me.
That's enough. Well, I clap. For those of you on audio, I clap. But the SM7, our microphones usually eliminate those for whatever reasons. Anyway, so I agreed to do the show on Tuesday, which was late. I was like, cool, that'll be like my night out in Los Angeles. And and well, then Tuesday I get a text from the Comedy Store like, oh, here's your spot for Wednesday. And I was like, and I even texted back. I was like, you got the right number? Because I didn't put in for spots. But I was like, but also, if you need me, I'll be more than happy to fill the spot. Almost 1,000% sure they'd be like, oh no, our mistake, because there are literally hundreds of comedians that are trying to get spots at this place. And but they're like, no, we'll see you Wednesday. And I was like, fuck. Because I also don't want to take for granted the fact that I'm one of the few comics that is allowed to perform at such a incredible place and such an iconic venue. It's
even in Grand Theft Auto 5.
It very much is. And also San Andreas.
Yeah.
So I try not to be like, oh, I don't have time for the Comedy Store. Although it was the fucking last thing I wanted to do. Yeah. And, so me and the girl went to dinner and then we went to the Comedy Store and then they were like 45, they're running late as they always do. And so I had to stay there for quite some time. I was exhausted. Long story short, last night, mainly because I'm just so in demand, Rue. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anywho, how was your weekend? I know about most of it, but well, yeah, I guess I know about all of it because I was there.
Yeah, we're together the entire weekend.
But did you do anything? Did you do anything pre-Vegas that you want to talk about?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not really.
All right, cool. Well, then let's get into it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I got ready to go to Vegas before Vegas.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Prepared to have a dog sitter stay here.
Oh, okay. So I had shows at the wonderful Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club at the Link in Las Vegas, Nevada. For those of you who don't know, Las Vegas is a city that you can gamble at, and
6,000, 66,000, 6,600 feet elevation is Las Vegas.
That's up there.
Interesting fact. Only 200 shorter than Tahoe.
But Andy drove over, and the Jeep Patriot did not treat her well. It got her there, but it made her work for it.
Yeah, and I drove through the blizzard that was hitting Southern California when I went into the mountains.
Which is such a weird sentence to say. I think you might be like one of, I don't know, 800 people that'll ever say that ever.
There was a half a foot of snow on the ground when I was driving through the mountains.
Man.
And my Jeep is not like a regular Jeep. It's a 2-wheel drive Jeep.
No, you got the cheap
Jeep.
Yeah.
It's a cheap Jeep. But for a cheap Jeep, she only has 69,000 miles on it. Nice. And so I'm chugging up the mountain and I'm in the snow, and it's like fat snow, and it's a low storm as well. So I'm in the mountains and I'm just like driving through the clouds.
Yeah, like you're actually watching the snow get made.
Yeah, in front of you. And my Jeep was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, because to be fair, the reason why you bought the cheap Jeep is because when we were shopping for Jeeps, I'm like, it's never going to snow.
Ever. And that is probably, knock on wood, the only time my car's ever going to be in snow.
Yeah.
Unless I go up to Big Bear or something. But so I'm going up, making a steady incline up this mountain, and I'm like, can't really see the car in front of me. People in Southern California don't know how to fucking drive in weather, including rain, so they don't turn on their headlights. Yeah. And like all these cars just only have their flashers on. And it's like, well, at least it's something.
Yeah. But so also I couldn't see you till just now. Yeah.
And then now. And now.
And then
and now. And now. But not now. And not now. So I'm white knuckling my steering wheel because I fucking hate being in the car anyway. And I get out of the snow, or as soon as I like get up to the top of the mountain, my temperature light comes on because my car's overheating. So I pull over in this place. It's 25-mile-an-hour winds with nothing standing there except for this gas station.
Yeah.
And so I pull over and get coolant and oil. I'm like, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
And so I pull it over and I'm like trying to get, I was like, if I open the hood of my car, I'm going to get decapitated because this wind is coming this way. I'm parked this way. And it's not an automatic stay up thing. You have to like get the hook out.
Yeah. It's a cheap Jeep.
Because it's a cheap Jeep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I can't even put the coolant in right now because I'm just getting pelted with sideways hail and rain and snow. It was wild. So I stopped about 30 minutes later. Every postman thing. So I finally stopped, put coolant in the car. Seems to be doing better. 20 minutes later, not better.
Not better.
So we just pull over, let her cool off, go back up a mountain, pull over, let her cool off. So anyway, it was a $20 fix when we got to Vegas.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. Just a little leaky.
You ended up calling a guy because obviously you got there and we're like, we can't have you drive back like that. And there were even talks about selling the cheap Jeep. Because you could, you would have lost like $4 all said and done because of the car market. Yep. But then, so we were looking for a shop for you to.
Yeah, go ahead.
We were looking for a shop for you to go to. We asked my friend in town. He had a couple of guys, and then you made a phone call.
Well, we were looking around online the day before, and you were like, "There's so many 24/7 car shops," and I was like, "Yeah, Vegas, that makes sense."
For sure. And like I envisioned you pulling up like adventures and babysitting like late at night to some shop and the guy's still there. Like, yeah, man, we're open all night. We're just huffing paint in the back, but fucking we get shit done.
Yeah, that is not what they do. They do probably huff paint, but they definitely like it's a car where it's 2 guys and a dog in a car. That in the back, I'm sure had all kinds of parts and tools.
Yeah.
But boy, oh boy, am I glad Dad was with me.
For sure. Or you definitely would have been on a documentary.
Yeah.
Or
he was like, come meet me in this. Yeah. He was like, come meet me in this O'Reilly Auto Parts parking lot. If we need to get a new part, we'll just go inside. I'm like, at least he's being transparent about the cost of the parts.
For sure.
So that's nice. And Dad and I sit for 30 minutes waiting for this guy in the parking lot. Because A, we get there early because I'm with Dad. And B, the guy was late. And so we get there and there's just crackheads circling around the parking lot on bikes. There's it's in a strip mall, the O'Reilly Auto Parts, and there's a 24-hour jackpot gambling
casino thing. Yeah. Which is just slot machines and video poker.
Yeah, and it is dim and dark in there. And we were parked outside at 9:15 in the morning, and the clientele coming in and out of there was quite the cast of characters.
I'll bet.
It was amazing.
I'll bet it looked like every country album ever.
Yeah, and as if they've never stopped smoking, ever. It was wild. But yeah, super nice guy. He actually didn't charge to fix what was wrong with the car, because it was just a quick, easy thing to do. And so we tipped him $20 first time.
Yeah.
And the man he had grease under his finger from the 70s. Like, this dude only has ever touched a car ever.
Awesome. That's the guy you want.
Pretty wild.
That's the guy that guy lives and breathes cars. There's like nothing he's never seen other than, you know, that guy pulls up to a Mercedes Benz. He's like, nah, man, we can just use some Legos. It's fine. I figured this out.
Yeah. He's also missing some teeth, so I feel like maybe he's used those to patch up some things.
Yeah. Oh, well, that one was
file it down.
It was brown anyway, so might as well throw that in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other dude and the big dog just sat in the cabin of the truck watching him work on the car. His dad was looking over like, is that what you think it's the top pump? I think it's the top pump hose too. And just leaning over it like, yeah, well, I'm from the old school where the pump was on the top. And I was just sitting there like, he's having fun.
That was right back at Grandpa's station. Just like, beep, bap, boo, bap, beep.
Dad's like, Andy, get a couple of Milwaukee's bestesses.
They're right underneath all the old Playboys. There they are. Man. Yeah. So I had shows in Vegas. I got out there on Wednesday. Brought the girl with me. We didn't have shows till Thursday, but so we got to the MGM, and like originally the plan was to like get dressed up and go out. And even before we left for the airport, we were like, I don't want to do that. And so we got to the hotel, we dropped our bags, we're both starving. I was like, let's just find a quick something or other down here on property. And she was like, great. So we go walking around the MGM, and we're both in sweatpants, hoodies, and we just happen to stop by the steakhouse, the like nice steakhouse in the MGM, which is called Kraft. It's some chef's craft steak.
Tom Colicchio's.
Bing, bang, bong.
Except I started calling him Tom Community College.
Paul Gibbons. Crap steak.
She said crap steak?
So we're outside that. I'm just kind of looking at the menu, kind of thinking about maybe we can stop by here on Sunday before the show or something. And the hostess was like, do you guys have a reservation? And we like look at each other. I'm like, no, can we eat here dressed like this? And she's like, absolutely. And I was like, fucking lazy steaks?
Lazy wearing steaks? Pants. It's awesome.
So we walked in there, fucking $400 later, had a nice dinner. It was fucking, and we're just sitting there comfy as shit. Just like, what is happening? I felt like Puff
Mom
Daddy.
And Dad and I ate there 2 nights later with your friends who treated us like he was Puff Daddy. And I ate so good in Las Vegas. I ate so good.
It's fun to hang out with those folks.
We went to my favorite buffet. We went to Bacchanal.
We did go to Bacchanal and Caesars, which is like probably a quarter mile of food.
Oh, yeah.
And
I think it's the world's biggest buffet.
It might be, and it should be for $78 a person.
But boy, did I make it worth it.
Yeah, I mean, let's be fair. It's hard to make anything like, especially a buffet, $80. Like it better be really good, because you can't eat $80 worth of omelets. Like there's just no way. But it was really good, and it was American, Asian, Mediterranean. They had a whole dessert island.
Sugar Island.
Sugar. It's
with
what
tiny,
it was.
They were tiny little desserts. Tiny, like itty bitty desserts. You didn't even feel bad.
And they had the lady that was running the gelato thing. She was like also a bit of a Sherpa. She was like a gelato Sherpa.
Really?
I went up there. I was like, "Oh, give me some of the peanut butter chip." And she was like, "All peanut butter chip because you know it's really good to mix it with this and this." I was like, "I can mix them." She was like, "Yeah, you can mix them." I was like, "Oh fuck!" And then I just fucking started nailing them. And she was like, "Oh, I didn't even think about that." And but what they did have, so we had a 12:15 reservation, and Andy, tell them why that was.
Because 1:00 is the snow crab brunch, and that's $90 a person.
But if you're already there, you get grandfathered in.
Yeah, we did. And I ate about $200 worth of snow crab.
Yeah, Andy made all of our money back.
With my mouth. Like normal. Like I always do.
But this time you didn't have to leave the room. Anyway.
Will you please stop calling it Andy's Mouth Christmas? How do you think you got the gifts?
Why do you keep spitting in the cards?
Why does the wrapping paper say what that mouth do?
Fucking Jesus Christ. Hold on. I need to put down what that mouth do because that's the title of the episode.
I said mouth, M-O-U-F.
Oh, what that mouth do? Okay. I want to get it right. Well, don't mean to be gross, but there it is. It'd been a few weeks, and I finally trimmed up using my lawnmower 2.0. And if your crotch looks like that back there, well, go to manscaped.com and get yourself some of their great tools. Enter in the promo code 1millionpod at checkout. You'll get 20% off your whole order and free shipping. Come on, guys. It's blowjob time. For you. Or to give. Just however you've chosen. Not that it's a choice. Manscaped.
Oh my gosh. My cough has been exacerbated since being in the desert.
But yeah, so we went to Bacchanal. The line, we were very fortunate that our table was right. Well, I didn't think it was a great table to begin with, but it totally panned out for Andy because we were right by where they were dispensing said snow crab legs. And Andy started to see the line form. Like, and to be fair, that line started forming what, 15 minutes before 1?
I would say 12 minutes to 1.
Okay. Yeah.
12 to 1.
I was way off. No, that definitely needed correction. So about fourth person in line, Andy's like, "No, that's not happening." So she's number 5 in line. I'm handing her mimosa.
Hermosa.
And so but yeah, and then so the snow crab came out and it was egregious, these people, because people were walking up with 2 plates. Andy had 1 plate at first, and then she saw everyone else with 2 plates, and she's like, "Fuck that shit," grabs another plate.
Actually, my line mates, the lovely 2 couples I met while I was waiting in line, they were getting 2 plates, and one of the girls just handed me one. She was like, "You're gonna want 2 plates." And I was like, "These guys are awesome. They know what the fuck is up."
Got your buffet shirt. They had all kinds of Sherpas at the Bacchanal. They had a buffet Sherpa, dessert Sherpa,
did. Crab Sherpa.
Yeah, and mom, of course, crushed the buffet with a plate and a half.
Yeah, of grapes. And half an omelet.
But man, was
that
fun.
She did have some desserts though, and then every time Dad went to go take a bite, she'd go, "I thought you weren't gonna want that."
Man, she just whips him.
Well, I just wanted to try it.
Although I will say, Dad looked good. Dad looked real good.
Except for when he had to move.
Oh, Dad's poor knees. Dad's
poor knees. Honestly, it's like together it's probably half a knee at this point.
Yeah, but
working with 25% in each leg.
I will say Dad was a huge trooper. He's not a big walker because of the knees, but he walked a lot. He tripped and fell. That was a very scary moment where I thought he tucked, and I thought for sure we had a shattered elbow on our hands, and he popped back up.
I thought it was something. I was like, well, there goes Bacchanal tomorrow.
Oh yeah, no, I was like, well,
looks like we're having lunch next to urgent care.
But he bounced right up. He was good. Like we all like got around him thinking this is going to be awful, and he just looked at us like, I'm fucking fine. Y'all need to calm down.
Stop looking at me. Don't look at me. Stop looking at me. Except look at me.
So yeah, everyone got into town Friday. Thursday, I just woke up and just because I knew we were in the eye of the storm. Like I knew it was about to get real bad. So the girl and I just kind of hung out and just did some work and kind of walked around. And then Thursday night did the shows. And then Friday, you showed up, came up to the room. I had a very nice room. Thank you, Craig, for taking care of us as he always does. But I had a terrace.
What a guy.
Yeah, Andy
I just had my own room, and even that was awesome. Because trust me, you want me to have my own bathroom.
So, no, we had a great time. Mom and Dad came out on Mark's plane. We met them, and then what did we do Friday? Friday, we just kind of, oh yeah, you guys came out. Man, we
went to Craft Steak and then went to your show.
And
so Chris's friend Mark, we went to Craft Steak, and first of all, I came in hot because the car stuff getting to Vegas, it was like there's never been a slower 5 hours in my whole life.
Yeah.
Just watching the thermostat in my car just slowly creep up. And also, as I said, I don't like being in the car. So I get there and I'm like, can I have one of the beers out of your fridge or something? I need something. So yeah, by the time we got to Chris's show, I came in real hot.
And so did the parent.
Hey, Chris, it's Andy. But
yeah, no, they all came in real hot to my show. And, but the show was great. We hung out after, and then Saturday, our friends went to Usher. What'd you do?
Oh, we went and saw Piff the Magic Dragon.
Oh, that's right, because you're friends with him. You had worked with him before. How was that show?
We filmed together before. So awesome. It was, the same show I saw before, but it's still so fucking funny and good.
Yeah.
It's really great. It's amazing. He turns close-up magic into a theater show. So.
Oh, very cool.
It's impressive. Yeah, it's very cool. And his wife is his showgirl.
Yeah.
Assistant, yes. And she's like got the moves and the look of a very classic showgirl and like just cannons on her chest. Those things are huge. I've just never seen a bigger set on some humans. Only one human. I shouldn't say two humans because that makes them sound like Piff has huge tits too. But it was great. We had drinks with Mom and Dad after the show and then came and found you. And then
but I think
Sunday
what
did
we do Sunday? Yeah, Sunday was brunch. And then everyone just kind of Oh, and then you and I went to Top Golf where our friends, and we've talked about this before. Anytime one of your friends says these edibles ain't shit, that friend guaranteed will be sicker than a dog within 5 or 6 hours. And 100% that happened. They set us up with a very nice, we had like a suite at the Top Golf.
Yeah.
And it was, also.
Which you can't be left-handed in, we found out. It's not a suite for left-handed people.
No, because everything is very right-leaning. And if you also.
I'm not good at golf.
No, you're not. You hit the ball like if you hit the ball the way your face is facing, and that's not how golf works or baseball or any time you hit a ball with a club. but somehow you do it every time. God bless you. It's like
I'm supposed to keep my eye on the ball.
Yeah. So anyway, we were hanging out and our friend was just like, these edibles aren't shit. Cut to I'm at the show. I'm texting Andy, how's everybody doing? And Andy sends me a picture of this dude, and he's high as a kite. He's also no longer communicative. Like, he's not talking.
Yeah, we had dinner before that, and he didn't make words. He giggled the entire, like, hysterically laughing through dinner, like tears coming down his face, like would hold up a dumpling and be like, "It's got a tail," and like lose his shit. It was like a toddler entertaining itself.
And our other friend, who's also had too many edibles at this point, picks up the spaghetti and is like, "Why are these noodles so long?" And yeah, so they're out of their minds. So we finished the show. I have to run my merch. I have to run my merch bag back to the room at the MGM and then meet everybody at the Cosmo. So for anyone that's been to Vegas, that's a bit of a trek. So yeah, do that. Get to the Cosmo. By the time I get to the Cosmo, it's like some sort of, like, there's been a fight.
Weekend at Bernie's situation.
Yeah, like, but everyone's separated. Everyone's like, you should see homeboy. I show up. Mom and Dad and Andy are just at the table, like, we don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, we're having cocktails. Like, hey, because we can hang.
Yeah, so I'm like, so I have to come in like the wolf from Pulp Fiction and like wrangle everybody and get people out that shouldn't be there. So I show up, I pay the bill, and I walk into the bathroom, and my buddy's outside, and he's kind of like trying to like softly help our friend through it. I'm like, how long's he been in here? And they're like 45 minutes. I was like, nah, that's over. And I just walk in. I'm like, buddy, it's go time. We're moving. And to his credit, he just like rose up like a zombie, and we got underneath him, and we had to Weekend at Bernie's him from the Chandelier Bar all the way out to the taxis. And man, is that a far walk. I'd put it at half a mile. I'd put it at half a mile. Easy.
Those casinos are fucking huge.
They're fucking huge. So
yeah.
So we get him to the we get him, and so we get to the cabs, and I'm like, and I whisper, and I'm like, bro, you need to kind of like look cool when we get in the cab, so they'll let us in the cab. And he's like, all right.
Okay, a little less cookie, but you know what? That's fine. It's Vegas.
That's fine. Vegas. That's fine. They won't think you're puking. We get him in the car.
Exactly.
He immediately passes out. I get him out of the car. We're weekending him at Bernie's and him through the fucking MGM lobby. And I go, buddy, if you need to throw up or anything, you just make a noise. And he's like, all right. And we almost get him to the elevator, and he's like, I need to sit down. And I sit him down at this slot machine, and he's just sitting there with his head in his hands. And I'm like, uh-oh. And I look over, and I literally rip the trash can over in front of him, and I just go, buddy, and I point at it. And he immediately grabs it, and it's just fountain time.
Oh, I didn't realize he barfed that much.
Oh, he barfed a whole bunch. And that's when I just kind of look. I was like, he's going to be here a while. I've got places to be.
Is there a golf cart?
I'll see you guys later. And to their credit,
I'm sure he felt a lot better after that.
Well, they just went up. They took him upstairs and then came and met us. Remember that?
Yeah.
They showed up. I was like, I thought you were done. They're like, nah, fuck that dude. We're hanging out.
Even his wife, she was like, I'm not staying with him.
No, he's fine. He's in Never Land right now. So yeah, and so Monday, so yeah, that was Sunday, and he had to like get up and go to meetings the next day. But Monday,
but having that happen off edibles, so you wake up feeling a lot better.
Yeah.
Well, probably still pretty high. But I mean, that's what you're gonna feel. You're not gonna have like a headache from being hungover.
You'll have never had a better breakfast.
Maybe from being dehydrated.
Yeah.
That's a good time to go to Bacchanal.
These are scrambled eggs, are just amazing. You're like, that's Easy Mac, bro.
That's cottage cheese. First of all, I would have Easy Mac over an omelet.
Really?
Any day.
See, I'm
not an egg gal. You know that about me.
Oh, I'm a scramble guy. I don't know why we have to have an egg pocket.
I'm a scrambled person too. I agree. I agree.
Yeah. It's too much. And also a lot, if you start doing omelet and it just becomes all egg. It's just an egg sandwich.
Yeah, it's not for me.
It's not me
not
either.
For me.
But I will say this is one of the first times I've gone to Vegas and not gone to STK, and didn't really miss it. And here's the thing: food at
the
STK,
best meals of 2023 this last weekend.
Food at STK is amazing. I just can't handle the loudness of it. It's like, hey man, we're spending a lot of money. If we could just calm down a little bit.
Very loud.
But yeah.
Look at us. It's great. Our weekends were combined though, so we flew through it.
We flew through it, and we're doing stuff. And but yeah, and then how was your drive home?
Look at us.
Better? Oh no, you had
good.
to lighten
it took a little longer. It took a little longer. It was like my estimated time. It went from like you're getting there at 1:30. You're getting there at 3. You're getting there at 2:15. Now it's 2:55, and I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
But I ended up doing a detour through like the northern part of Victorville.
Okay.
It got me out the 15 to like avoid a crash, and then I got onto the 5, which the next day they closed down because of inclement weather. And when I was on it, it was another one of those low storms. I'm in the mountains again, and it's rain, pouring rain.
Oh,
and again,
that's still
with their headlights on.
That's still the 15.
No, I got off the 15. I was on something. I was on the 14.
Oh, okay. Oh, they got you off of it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was off of it for like, I was going through like a place where it was like Joshua trees on both sides of me for hours. And usually you only have that for like 15 minutes on the 15.
Yeah. Yeah. I flew home, and it was easier.
No shit.
Yeah, I didn't really have to do much. First class. Pretty great. But yeah, so that was
cool.
Our weekend.
Well, I got in and out.
To be honest with you,
I got the same turntable you have.
Oh, we got the P2, the white P2.
It's gray. It's like slate gray, but it looks like yours. It's got like the flat.
Oh yeah.
I'll ask him.
I almost bought
P2?
I almost bought this limited edition Audio Technica turntable just to have it. Like I don't think I'd ever open it, but it was completely clear, and they only made like 1,200 of them or something like that. But,
really?
Yeah.
Casey Musgraves just put out a Zoeotrope record so that when it plays, it like the picture animates because it's spinning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
That's
it's like,
neat.
man, if I like that record, I hope she does it with her other ones because it's pretty cool.
Just put it on and just turn it all the way down.
Just like, look at that. Put some. Hey, Alexa, play something else.
Oh man. Well, guess what time it is?
2:42. Ooh, it's almost cocktail time.
What
cocktail time? I'm gonna meet my friend for drinks tonight. I'm seeing Cocaine Bear tonight.
Oh, I'm jealous. Ooh, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that on Sunday. Maybe I can talk Mark and Anna into doing that. No, I'll wait for the girl to get there.
That is the P2 from the same store.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Super Vinyl's
and a sound bass. I mean, nice.
Super Vinyl's great. The guy that runs it is super knowledgeable and very nice. And yeah, and I think he's British or Australian or something.
Something weird.
Something weird. And he also said, did we talk about this? I talked to him the other day because like Beyonce does a lot of stuff there. And like
Beyonce?
Yeah, she's a singer. She was in Destiny's Child. And
Kelly?
No, Beyonce. She was people call her the Queen Bee.
I think I've heard of her.
She won. Okay. Anywho, she does a lot of stuff there, and I was like, so I go last time I was in there, I was like, it's cool that Beyonce was there. And he was like, yeah. And he was like, Jay-Z was here with her too. And I was like, so are they cool? Were they nice? And they were like, couldn't have been nicer people in the world. Just so personable.
It's awesome.
And super nice. And I was like, right. I go, because, right, isn't that the point? He goes, right. He goes, you don't make all that money just to be a dick. And I was like, so cool. That's cool that they're just like,
that's nice to know.
That's good to know. And they're like, oh, if I do happen to run into them, they're not going to be like, get the fuck out of my way. And I'm like, oh, hey, I'm the queen. I wonder if she says I'm beyond. Does he say I'm Jay? Does he say I'm Sean? What does he say?
Hove, maybe.
Hi, you know who the fuck I am. And you just be like, yeah, probably.
Probably Jay. I would probably Jay. Jay to the.
Jay. Well, it's listener mail time.
Da-da-da-da.
This one's from Christy.
Yamaguchi?
Subject.
I'd be so cool if she was a fan.
That would be cool. She says, fucking love you guys.
Nice.
Chris and Ampersandy, she says. I wrote a long time ago when I first found your pod, and now writing again to say I still fucking love you guys, and when I need to pick me up, your pod is the first I go to.
Aw.
I love the I just say it like that because it's all capitalized. I love the video pods now. I recently moved to Florida for the weather, definitely not the people or the politics. Ew. I know Florida isn't everyone's favorite place to add to tours, but when you do, I hope to be there. I'd love to see you again live. I am coming. I will be in Boca Raton in I'll be in Boca Raton in June, the first weekend, and I will be in Tampa in May. So both of those places are in Florida. Anyway, just wanted to say thank you for being such awesome people, sharing your time with us and the laughter. Smoking a bowl with you and Andy is a bucket list item for me. See, Aww. Mom and Dad. See, Mom and Dad. People
They're like fucking go outside, would you?
Yeah, our mom and dad get mad when we try to do it with them. Anyway, maybe that's weird, but just shows how easy it is to love you guys and feel like we are friends without you knowing it. Okay, now I sound like a creep. I gotta go. Fuck you, come on by and bring the puppers to Christy.
Otto man.
Yeah. So if you need life advice, questions, concerns, or if you just want to tell us how great we are, like Christy did, send those emails to 1millionthpod. That's all words, 1 million with a TH and a POD at gmail.com. And if you're lucky, we'll read them right here on the air.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. And if you have
Chris,
any complaints,
are you following
send them to Dane at danecook.com.
You know what? I bet it's danecook@gmail.com. All the celebrities, well, it's very generous of me to categorize him as such, but all the celebrities, their emails are like Tom Cruise at gmail.com.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, it's the most obvious.
Yeah. Mission Impossible guy at Yahoo. Funny thing about Tom Cruise, and also another like positive story. And I don't know if I talked about this already. When I did the Burt shows, the lady that trains him trained Tom Cruise for like a long time.
Oh,
like
wow.
To the point like she gets like gifts from his company and stuff. And I'm like, and what's he like? And he was like, couldn't be a better man. Couldn't be a nicer guy. He goes, here's the thing. He's just the hardest worker in the room. So he expects you to work hard. And like, that's where he kind of gets the bad rep from. But like, if you are a hard worker and do your shit, then he's the coolest guy on the planet.
But does he know where Shelly Miscavige is?
What's that?
Shelly, the president of Scientology, his wife has been missing for over 10 years. 12 years, something like that. And he's like, she's at home. And she's never been seen. Yeah. No one knows where she is.
They're like, we're on Google Maps right now, and she's not there. Like, we have a live feed.
It's crazy. It's like, it's one of the biggest mysteries. But where is she?
That's weird. It's also weird that you know about a mystery, because you're not normally. You love that stuff.
Are you following the Alec Murdaugh case?
No.
Do you know about it?
I know he got found guilty. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
For anyone watching.
Or if anyone's just avoiding the news and the only thing you watch is this podcast, then spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Also, yeah, that's the thing. I don't really watch the news. I check it on I check it on the phone, what's going on. And usually, Ukraine kind of tops everything. And then, and then on Yahoo, which I know makes me very old and stupid. I like Yahoo just because it's not a lot. I don't know. It starts to cultivate stuff towards like what you like. For me, it's a lot of Chiefs and Jayhawks. And
you want to hop on my Apple News subscription? It's nice.
I had it for a while, and I was just like, I'm not really using this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I'm just getting the free stuff. I think I did cancel it.
Yeah, it was like, man, I only need to read something on the Atlantic like once a year, and I'll find it somewhere else.
You can just you can get your second free read if you open it in incognito mode.
Yeah.
So Alec Murdaugh, he is 4th generation South Carolina attorney. He's a lawyer. And in 2019, his youngest son, Paul, when he was 19 years old, crashed the boat and a girl died.
Okay.
Crashed a boat, a girl died. They basically covered it up. No one ever served any time for it, got any repercussions about it. And then in 2021, Alex, the dad, murdered his wife and his son that got in the boat accident. Murdered them on the property. Says he wasn't there, but he was recorded on the property on like the dog kennel camera.
Yeah.
And then he has another son who's still alive.
He killed the son that killed the girl, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
When he was 22 years old. Killed him and then killed his own wife. Shot them both.
Do you think they were
like
do you think they were like, I should go forward? And the dad was like, we're too deep on this.
Well, they were out by they had a huge property, obviously, because they're crazy fucking generationally wealthy in the South. And so they were out by where their dog kennels were because they have hunting dogs, like many dozens of hunting dogs. And he shoots his son, like once already killed him, and then he shoots him 2 more times in the head, just to be sure. Or he shoots him in the chest and then 2 more times in the head. And then his wife was shot when it was apparent that she was running away. And so shoots his wife, and that gun is missing from his house.
Yeah.
And his other son, there was another murder that took place that involved his other son killing a kid he went to high school with. But nothing was ever done about it. It was buried.
Really, they're the murderks.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's an insane story. There's a really good documentary on Netflix about the whole family. And even O.J. Simpson was like, he did it. And if O.J. says you did it.
Did they really have O.J. on the documentary?
No, he's not in the documentary. O.J. just has and he was like, decided to put in his fucking murder 2 cents.
If there's a guy that knows about guys that have murdered people, especially a guy and a girl, I just got a 6th sense about that. It's what happens when you kill your wife.
I said 6 cents, not 6th sense. Yeah, but that came out this last week that OJ was like, oh, he did it. He's a liar. And it's just like, yikes. That's tough. That's tough.
That's life.
Anyway, he got sentenced to life in prison today for just that one charge. There's more charges coming, so he's going to die in there.
I have a bit of a internal struggle going on right now. I'd like to talk about it before we get into stories.
Okay.
So St. Louis style pizza is my favorite style of pizza.
I know. For whatever reason, you love
and listen, it's a very polarizing pizza. I understand that.
It is, because you and Dad love it. Mom and I hate it.
And my buddy, our best friend Brian Phillips, loves it and was running a pizza joint for a hot second, and they were bringing in a bunch of local pizzas to try to maybe showcase in this pizza place. And he was like, oh, I'm going to murder them with Johnny C's. They're going to love this shit. And he People would buy it in and be like, what the fuck? What is this, a joke? I love it. And so I'm in St. Louis, and even people in St. Louis are like, nah, I'm good on that. And I'm like, I just want to know where the best St. Louis pizza is. And people, it's hard to find. But anyway, I had emos yesterday because I got it as soon as I got into town. Because I'd been wanting pizza.
Love their music.
I'd been wanting some of their pizza for some time, or some pizza for some time. And like, I think I had a slice in Vegas, but it was like one of those big like casino slices. I don't count that.
Yep.
Anyway, I got emos yesterday, and I really want it again today. And
do it.
I think you're right.
Make the emos your crab legs, Chris.
I guess you're right, Rue. But yeah, so yeah.
And also, what if someone brings a knife to your show tonight and stabs you, and you were like, "What if I didn't have that pizza?"
The last thing I think is like, "Fuck." That's true.
Damn it.
It would be weird if someone brought a knife to my show 2 nights in a row. Yeah. Someone brought a knife to my show, and they were like, "Hey, you can't have that here." And they were like, and the girl specifically said, "But I'm a bartender." So, not sure what that
I
means.
think it was a wine key.
I hope it was a wine key, but also the person that was the security looked like a person that would know the difference between a knife and a wine key.
Yeah.
But maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe she's not a Chardonnay fan. So I've been wanting to go to Maui for some time. It's my favorite place to go. And,
would love to see it.
It's a beautiful place. I was even looking at tickets. I have a week off in May as of right now, and I was thinking about maybe just like going down there. But
I love that little whistle you just did with your teeth. I can never replicate it.
Take the man out of Kansas.
Man out of Kansas.
Anyway, this couple was in Hawaii, and they were snorkeling, which I've done. And I
have been snorkeling.
Take it or leave it. It's fun. But also just I could have gone to an aquarium. Anyway, this couple went snorkeling.
At least I could eat my cotton candy in the aquarium.
A couple is suing a snorkeling company in Hawaii for $5 million because the snorkeling company left them. They were like,
only $5 million?
Only 5. They were like, hey, we kept trying to swim towards the boat. And then we realized the boat was going away from us. So they had to swim half a mile. And it's not easy.
Not with a current, that's tough.
With a current, it's super tough. And they ended up swimming to the island they were snorkeling off of, which was Lahaina, I think, or not. Lanai. And so yeah, they're suing the. First off, I can tell you this. I've seen the snorkeling companies. They don't have $5 million.
I went snorkeling in Tulum, and the boat we got on, like, thank God Sandra was there because she speaks fluent Spanish, because none of us did, and those guys spoke no English. And we get on a fishing boat that's like so terrifying. Like, we were like, should this many people be on here? But it was like the best snorkeling. Even though Emmanuel was like, we didn't see anything.
Well, they say like 90% of the ocean is a desert. Especially now that we've killed all the fish with the global warming.
We saw sea turtle. That was pretty badass.
When I went snorkeling
and we were drunk.
The first time I went snorkeling in Maui, we saw a bull shark. And it was just laying down at the bottom, like under this, like in this reef, and you could just like see through this hole. Like it's just there chilling. And I was like, this is cool. But also, if that thing decided he didn't want us here anymore, none of us could swim fast enough to get away from.
Aren't bull sharks like herbivores?
I mean, they might. I didn't have my shark map with me, to be like, no, we're fine. We're fine.
This
bitch ain't working. Dude, after radio, after that was a good bit. It's classic too.
Thanks.
Never got since 1932 that bit has worked. We were at McDonald's. I'm a big fan of McDonald's breakfast. It's the only time I'll go to the Golden Arches. And after the radio this morning, we went to, there was one on the way. I was like, can we just stop here? I just want to get something to eat. And I was exhausted. And so I thought it was me, but this girl got on there and she was like, so would you like a bit? And I was like, the guy was like, can you say that again? I was like, you heard that, right? I'm not fucking having an aneurysm. And then she said it again and we just went, all right, and went to the front. And when she talked to us, she sounded fine, but I don't know if it was the speaker or if she was just fucking with us, if she was just having a day, or she was just like, hello. Because that sounds awesome. Like some shit I would have done when I worked at McDonald's.
That's great. That's great.
You got a story?
Yeah, sure.
Where are we at?
I don't know. It stopped telling me. So.
All right. Well, I think we can do you can do one and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, why not? So the National Park Service, they have social media accounts because they tell you what's going on in the parks.
Yeah.
And they tweeted something that says, if you ever come across a bear, never push a slower friend down, even if you think the friendship has run its course. And I'm kind of like,
fuck you, Parks Department.
Yeah, I'm throwing the bitch. See ya.
Andy, not gonna lie, you might be in danger. It would just be the two of us just pushing each other. We push each other both down, and it just has to decide which one of us looks tastier.
Just us face punching each other from the ground.
The bear just.
No, Chris, what I would do, I would hop up onto a tree branch, flip around it, parkour, and then flip around, do the old Peruvian whip whap, hit you with my feet on the backside, and kick you right into the bear's mouth.
Andy, I've seen you jump.
Listen, it's just a theory for now. I'm gonna have to sketch it out.
Here's how that's gonna end up. Fuck. Damn it. Snarf. You'll be an anditizer.
Now there's a grizzly woman.
And
I stayed to watch. It was a sight.
It was he ate her the whole time. I didn't think he was gonna eat the bones, but he ate the bones. Anyway.
He ate the bones.
Anyway, here's her finger. Love you, Mom.
Anyway, it's the only time I've ever disagreed with the National Park Service.
Yeah. No, every man or woman for themselves at that point.
Yeah.
That's also when I'm starting forest fires too. I'm just lighting matches. Hope this works. Well, that was fun. Man. It was good to see you, Rue.
That was fun. It was so good to see you too through our computers.
I know. Next week I'll be in Phoenix. Actually, this week I'll be in Phoenix by the time this comes out. I'll be at Stand Up Live with Zach Myers doing Campfire Astronauts Thursday, March 9th. And then next week I will be Sunnyvale, California at the weirdest name comedy.
Buffy's from.
Oh no shit! It's also where Rooster T. Feathers is. Is
that a chicken place?
Sounds like it, but no, it's a comedy club. It's been there for years, and if you're in town, people. Let me tell you about that name. It's weird. but you don't forget it. And so people are like, yeah, I know Rooster Teeth feathers. How could you forget it? It's right next to a tire store.
How could you forget it? Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be there. You can go to chrisportercomedy.com for tickets to all my shows. And yeah, you can find Andy at...
What are your socials?
Well, I'm going to tell them your socials. Andy's socials are at Andy Port on Instagram and at Andy Porter on Twitter, right?
Yeah, and you can find me on twitch.tv at Bovine Joni. That is BOVINEJOANIE. Bovine Joni. And look at my Instagram stories to see when I'm going to start streaming.
It's going to be awesome.
Come watch me suck at video games, but it's going to be funny.
It will be funny. She is funny to watch. I'm not going to finish that sentence. Because I heard it. It
even says in my bio, it says I'm here to play video games and not do it well.
Oh, okay, great. Well, yeah, and you can find me at Chris Porter or at I am Chris Porter on all the things. So yeah, and as always, I'm Chris Porter.
I'm Andy Porter.
This has been the 1 millionth podcast. Fuck you.
Come on by.
Do 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 do
do do do
do do do do.
Do 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 do. Hi, Bubba.
Do do do
do do do do.
Do 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 do.
Look at Otto Man's just running around. Otto.
He knows. Hey, bud. Hey, Otto Man.
It's Otto Man.
All right. Love you guys.
All right. Love ya.
Bye.
Fuck you, come on by.